Hey, I'm Mac. Welcome back to my channel. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and consider joining my Patreon for access to new videos 12 to 24 hours early. So, what I've heard from Sheila, my source, thank you very much for sending this in, Sheila, is that Veronica, who is one of the very tippy top of Monat, is also going to be joining not joining WFAB, but is going to be, is joining in the exodus from Monat that WFAB was part of. Veronica Bay is going to be going over to iGenius, and apparently she streamed a live on Instagram explaining her rationale, and I figure this is probably going to be a great opportunity to hear her speak about Monat in ways that might be quite revealing. So let's find out. Let's go!
Do this at 10, so I'm going to give it just a couple minutes while people get on. I have definitely a lot that I will be discussing, and I have my emotional support animal next to me because this is honestly a very difficult conversation, but I have had so much time to sit with my feelings, and yeah, now it's time to share. So where do we start? I've got some notes. I actually intended to make this a video, and then I didn't have time, so now it's a live. So much love for all my friends that are on here, giving me their whole heart, and I just really appreciate that. So we're gonna start from the top. So clearly the title says I'm no longer building with Monat, and that's a decision that I have taken to step back from this business, and there's a lot of reasons why. But before I even go into the reasons why, I just want to sincerely express my gratitude for the company, express my gratitude for the people that I've met.
Express your gratitude for the people that basically you scammed out of money that gave you that lifestyle that you currently have. Yeah, maybe thank them.
Because it has been a really beautiful journey, and there have been a few souls that I would have never met, you know, without this company being in the mix of it. And I'm just very...
I mean, that's true of any place where you meet people.
Grateful for that. I'm very grateful that Monat introduced me to network marketing. I'm very grateful that Monat always ingrained in my subconscious mind to dream bigger.
If this is your biggest dream, I don't know, maybe try to be a little more creative. Maybe dream with the lid off.
And yeah, I'm just grateful, honestly, and I'm really nervous, and I am never nervous. So let's wipe off the nerves and let's just get going, because I don't want to make this longer than it's supposed to be. And I'm also not going to be going into the comments too much, because then it's going to be super long. What I'm going to do is that after this, I'll do a Q&A on my stories and I'll answer questions there. But someone asked, does Monat have the best products, or is it a scam? Look at my hair. Monat, hands down, when it comes to hair care, is delivering hot, and I will be using these products for as long as they sell them.
Yeah, that's probably because you already have like garages full of Monat products. You probably already have a lifetime supply. Like, you probably already have several lifetimes supply of Monat products. Like, please, come on. For real. And I just want to say that she never said it was, like, the best. And she also said as long as they sell them. And let's face it, Monat is going down. Like, I feel like Monat, they've got to have, like, less than maybe... If Monat is still around in 3 years, I will be really surprised.
So no, and it is not a scam. Clearly, I built my whole life on it over the past 4 years. So
okay, but yeah, that's because you're the perpetrator of the scam, sweetheart.
why am I leaving? Simply, I think it is because I haven't been true to myself for a while now.
Oh, are you saying that MLMs encourage fake behavior?
And I've fallen very guilty of just following the crowd and like what people are saying is right and doing it, and neglecting my intuition and my internal voice that is always guiding me and has guided me to the most beautiful places ever.
I mean, that's the same voice that guided you to Monat, so...
has been my gut, has been my intuition. I have never listened to other people. I have never been like, oh, they're telling me to do that, that must be right. But I've been doing that lately. And then that's when I felt super lost and confused and uneasy with where I was in my life. And another thing that I realized is, there was a lot of incompatibility in between me and some of the people that I was working with. And if you're working very closely with people and you have different values and you view the world differently, there's bound to be conflict.
I mean, sort of. But normally that's just something that you just have to deal with in the workplace.
I didn't want there to be conflict. I would just swallow everything or
freshman year, I would swallow everything because I didn't want there to be conflict too, but I moved on from that. See, I reinvented myself.
Pretend I didn't see. Or when I would say something, then the people that I would say it to would feel judged. And then I felt judged because I felt like I couldn't share what I was seeing. So it just became an environment where I wasn't happy because I didn't feel inspired. And I've said this in the past, and I know that it's hurt people's feelings that I've said this to, and that's not the intention. It's about my
Yeah, but your intention doesn't matter. What matters is that you upset people. And like you're saying people, so there's multiple people that you upset. So it's many against one. So you're probably the problem.
Too. And that's what I'm standing up for here. It's like where you plant yourself is so important. And, we always throw around this quote that you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with. And
I hate that. Because aren't the other 5 people also the average of the other 5? So you're all just the same person? That doesn't make any sense.
And I want to really hold that true to my heart. And I just lost passion for the environment that I was in. And I slowly started removing myself, exiting chats, doing little things like that. And then I realized, why am I here, right? Like, if I'm not feeling happy anymore, why am I here? And it was because of loyalty. I've always really stood up for loyalty. I am a very loyal friend.
Yeah, I'm sure it certainly wasn't those, massive checks that you were getting from all the people that you scammed out of money. Like, I'm sure it was just loyalty. I mean, money can be a great motivator of loyalty, though.
Got friends since I was, a little girl, and through everything, we always see it through. We always fight for each other, have love for each other. And I felt like that wasn't happening here. Like anytime that there was something coming from my part, it just felt like there wasn't going to be a mediation.
Yeah, that's how network marketing is, because it's predatory and it's all encouraging these fake relationships, these fake friendships. It's not real. It's just because they have a financial interest in you thinking that they're your friend. So inevitably, when the business dries up or goes south, you're going to start realizing that these people were never your friends. They were only friends with you because of money.
But as I said, it's like very small things that are very personal. And I don't want to get into the personal because everything that I say here can and will be used against me. So I would rather leave with...
Can I just say this is not how real business owners behave?
Grace. And I think that it's easy to see character, right? And
passive aggressiveness is not grace.
Although people are going to try and drag my name through the mud or say that I'm a quitter, or that I quit on my team and all these horrible things, I hope that the real ones can...
Well, you are literally a quitter.
see that I'm just making a decision for my life and for...
Yeah, and that decision is to quit, which is a valid decision, except for the fact that you're probably going to go into another MLM.
For my growth and for my happiness, right? And for the greater impact. Because if I'm not fulfilled, I can't go and execute daily feeling confident about it. So yeah, and just like another side note, just like to allow people the chance to understand is also I was never meant to sell shampoo forever. In 2018, I was 22 years old. This was sold to me as a side hustle. I came in.
And was it one? Was it a side hustle? Or was it just sold to you as one?
I rocked it out, and I saw the beauty of network marketing, and you know, that's why I stayed. But now long term, fast forward 4 years, I'm a total nerd, guys, for any of you guys that don't know. I love to learn. I love to like have really deep conversations, think about how can we grow, how can we do things better. And I just felt...
How is that nerdy?
Like I got a little lost in the selling the products because I knew I had to sell the products as part of the business, but I wasn't enjoying it. And one thing that I will not do is stay somewhere because of the money. And I want to make it very clear.
Yeah, just for loyalty driven by money.
That I'm not leaving Monat because I'm not satisfied with my checks. Because that's not true. I make a great monthly income. And honestly, one of the scariest parts of leaving is leaving that behind. The number one scariest part is leaving behind my downline that I love so much. And
my downline that makes me so much money, you guys.
Just like some of the girls in my downline just inspire me daily.
Have brought products to give me PV. The hell was that?
That's the number one thing. And, you know, I have spoken to some of them, to some I haven't gotten the chance to. But if you're in my downline and I've ever, you know, we've ever had a connection, I just want you to know that I love you and I respect you and I will always be a mentor. And if you ever want to knock on my door and just ask a question, even tell me, hey, how do I respond to this potential? I'm trying to sign her up and I don't know what to say. Please feel free to still use my number or DM me because this was all real. None of this was fake. I built with this company.
You were just telling us about how you weren't actually happy and how you weren't actually all about selling shampoo, and now you're like, oh, but like it's not fake.
For 4 years, and it was beautiful. And when I decided to leave, things did not go as I planned, and like I just want to make sure that the people that are watching me leave know that it's just something that I felt in my heart that I had to do, and it was long overdue. And there were moments where I was like, I don't think that network marketing is for me. And like, I had this idea in my head, but it's not network marketing. It's the direct people that I was working with that there was just incompatibilities, like severe differences in who we are, in character. There's no right or wrong. It's not Veronica's better and anyone else's less. It's just we view the world through completely different lenses, and trying to work side by side with that, it's just like, it doesn't work out.
Yeah, maybe that's just like the attitudes that you have in MLMs, because in regular jobs, you just have to get along with that.
And that's why I'm leaving. And it's a very courageous move that...
Wow, you're certainly giving yourself high praise there, aren't we? Wow, it's a very courageous move that I'm making. It kind of lessens the impact there when you're saying it about your own move. What? Did she just say that? Like, is she just like praising herself?
I am making, but I know that it feels right. And guys, if I've learned anything throughout my time with Monat, is that you could do whatever the heck you set your mind to. And I am not afraid. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I went through like a 2-week depression. I was just so hurt by a lot of the things that unfolded.
Didn't you just say like 5 seconds ago that it was the number one scariest thing, and now you're saying you're not afraid?
When I made a decision that I wanted to leave. But then after I got over the fact that not everyone can embrace my truth because they have their own perspective and their own truth. And to them, you know, maybe understanding mine isn't a priority. Once I got over all of that and I just took a deep breath in, I was like, oh my God. Now I can go into the next level of my life. This was a beautiful episode, a beautiful chapter. 4 years, like, are you kidding me? I was able to make almost $2 million in 4 years. I started at 22. It took me out of my news reporting career, which I'm so glad I'm not working in that field because it just wasn't for me. So it served a beautiful purpose in my life, but I'm excited as heck for what is to come. So now let's talk about what's to come. So when I made the decision that I was going to leave, I wasn't leaving for a company. I wasn't leaving. I had no idea. If you guys want the lowdown of how it happened, I had one of my really good friends. She's not on my team. She's like in another part of here, and she just called me and she's like, hey, she told me her story. She was very vulnerable about how she was feeling, and she told me, hey, I might be leaving and I just want to get your perspective because I respect you. And when she was speaking to me, it was almost like it was a mirror of what I was feeling, but I hadn't had the courage to say it out loud. And I just like took a deep breath in and out, and I advised her, and I was like, hey, you know, like, follow your heart. Like, your heart is guiding you. And
that is not real advice. That is not real advice. Follow your heart is not real advice.
You sound like you have your mind made up. So, you know, there's nothing I can say to make you stay. Just do whatever feels right for you, whatever that means. And once I hung up with her, I just sat with my emotions and I was like, oh my God. Like, I have been feeling this, and I have been literally neglecting those emotions, neglecting them because I was told for so long that those emotions were wrong. Like, you have to fight it out through everything. It's the only thing, it's the best thing. And I just like ignored the way that I felt. And then my friend gave me the courage to tap into those emotions. And then
so it's, you could almost say that you were being gaslit or brainwashed by Monat. And that you're saying it actually took courage to acknowledge your real feelings and actual real facts about it. You're describing that as courageous. So that says a lot.
And I said, gosh, okay, this is actually the way I feel. Then I went ahead and I sort of spoke to my close circle, told them how I felt. That didn't really go the best route ever, but at that point, guys, I didn't know where I was going, what I was doing, and these were my two options. One was to go all in with my brand and focus on my fulfillment mentorship program, which has been doing great. But here's the thing with that program.
Oh, okay, so your brand is basically scamming people who are being scammed by their MLM and aren't succeeding, so then you're going to take advantage of the fact that they aren't succeeding to take more money from them. Gotcha.
It is one-on-one. It is extremely time consuming, and the impact is high. Like, we're doing really deep work with these clients, but it's only one person that I'm impacting. And then also it's like very time consuming from my end because I don't only do one-on-one calls. I send them resources, homework. This is all research to give them personalized resources that can help them heal. So that was option one, going all in on that.
Heal? What are you talking about?
Which meant I was gonna have to go all in alone. And I like the idea, but then the other option was, okay, continue to build my brand, but then also go into another network marketing. And I was like, okay. I put them both on weighing scales. And for a while I had said, I don't see myself doing network marketing long term. And that was something that I kept telling myself. But then when I really broke that down, I was like, it's not that I don't see myself doing network marketing long term. Is that I don't see myself working in the environment that I'm working in long term. And I don't see myself selling hair products long term. And there's nothing wrong with selling hair products. I just physically, I'm not a beauty girl. You know, so like for me to talk about something that doesn't really interest me, it's like,
oh, so the whole time that you were talking about Monat, it didn't interest you. So you were lying. Got it.
It's not like as passion moving. It doesn't flow as much. So those were the reasons why I kept on telling myself, I don't see myself doing network marketing. Now, when I looked at network marketing, I was like, oh my God, hold up. Like, I love this industry. It connects you to so many people. It 10x's your influence. It allows you to put
What does that mean? Like, maybe it 10x's your influence, like for your downline, but no one else wants to follow your crap.
amazing products on people's hands. I have clients that literally tell me, you changed my life by introducing me to these products. And I'm just like, didn't know hair products could do that, but I'm so damn glad. Okay, so one thing led to another. I gave a lot of thought to my two options of either going all in on my brand or doing the brand and network marketing. And I really didn't have a starting point of what network marketing. All I knew is that a bunch of like girls from this company, a few of them had been leaving to another and they had reached out, whatever. I got on a call with this other company, but it was wellness products again. And I'm such a nutritional person that most of the wellness products that they sell, I wouldn't take because I'm like super conscious of what I take. So I'm like, I'm not gonna do something where I'm not gonna feel confident with the product. And then another thing led to another, and I started thinking, hey, I've been wanting to learn to trade for a very long time. I trusted in a financial advisor last year who almost screwed me out of $100,000. I had to fight to get my money back. And after that moment, I realized when you have a lot of money, like you have to learn how to use it, because if you just want to trust in other people to manage it correctly for you, I mean, what happens if the person that you trust dies, or the person that you trust moves away, or the person that you trust changes your dreams? Now you're left not knowing what you're gonna do.
What? I mean, okay, well, I don't know who she was working with, but anyone can call themselves like a financial advisor, I'm pretty sure, but like what you're supposed to be looking for is like a fiduciary, like who is required to act in your best interest. Like there's actually like an official accreditation process for a fiduciary. Like I don't even have a lot of money, but I know that about like what you're supposed to do when you have a lot of money. Like I just know that you're supposed to look for specifically that word, because other people aren't required to act in your best interest. Furthermore, I mean, it's not like you're a billionaire here or anything, Veronica. I mean, you could just be putting things into like some index funds and shit, and then, you know, I don't know. Okay, like just settle down.
Right? So this is a thing also. Millionaires are made by people who work really hard. You can work real hard and you can make $1 million. But if you want to become a billionaire, you have to take those millions that you're making and you have to learn to invest them wisely in order to...
Listen. Number one, no, not everyone can earn $1 million just by working hard. Number two, the difference between a millionaire and a billionaire is not this whole, you know, investing or working hard thing. The difference is usually some type of ethical compromise or some type of immoral behavior or a willingness to step on others and engage in immoral business practices and to have terrible labor standards and anti-competitive behavior. Like, I mean, that's just a fact. Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, like, you see what I mean? Like, there's all kinds of like anti-competitive, anti-labor, anti-worker, you know, shit there. So that's the difference. It's not investment.
To then build that $1 million empire. That $1 billion empire, sorry. So
okay, you know that empire is not usually like a good thing to be.
I started thinking of this and I was like, I'm always texting my friends, trying to figure out what trades I should do, trying to figure out what's going on. And it's annoying because these people also have jobs. And I was like, what if I just learned how to trade? I know that there are network marketing companies out there that teach this. And I only knew of one. And in that one, there's a few people that I really admire and love. So, I reached out to them and I almost joined this one company. And then out of nowhere, it's like when you get clear with what you desire out of your life, the doors will shift. The doors will literally slam open. And that is
the doors will slam open? How do you slam a door open?
Power of honoring your desires and your heart, stepping away from good in order to go for great. Because I could have stayed here very comfortably cashing in the...
Can we just take a second to appreciate the fact that she's describing going from iGenius from Monat to iGenius as being going from good to great.
These checks, and a lot of people gave me this advice, but I'm not going to get advice from people who aren't happy or don't exude happiness. They're like, oh, just stay here, collect the checks and do your thing on the side. And I was like, no, because another advice was like, oh, just stop posting, but you can still get paid. And I was like, no, I have a whole team watching me. Like there may be leaders that do that, but that does not sit well with me. Like I can't do that. So I got clarity. Clarity was, I have to leave. I'm not happy. Yes, I'm afraid, but I will figure it out because I always do. And then I was like, and I want to go into a trading company. And one thing led to another. I hit up a friend who has years upon years in the industry. In my eyes, he doesn't do network marketing. He's just like, he teaches. And I got on the phone with him literally just for advice. I was like, hey, I need your advice. I know you stopped doing network marketing to build your brand. I just want your advice. Like, do you advise me to do that, or should I?
God, you gotta love how these people will graduate out of network marketing to start teaching network marketing.
Do both. And he was like, girl, don't leave network marketing. It's a blessing. And he was like, and I'm so crazy happy that you called me because I've actually been coaching this one company and what they have going on is game changing. And the owner is this person who has done this, and that. Ownership changed, a couple years ago, and they're really blowing things out of the water. And this was a company that I knew nothing about, but this third-party person that I didn't contact to learn about any company in specific was giving me the details. And all he said was, hey, the number one income earner is my friend. If you want, I'll get you on a call. And I was like, well, I have nothing to lose because I'm confused as hell with my life. So let's do it. And to backtrack real quick, when I decided...
Okay, she sees no problem with the fact that he's friends with the number one income earner. Yeah, that's not an unbiased source there, sweetie.
I wanted to go into a company that was an educational platform about financial literacy in the markets. I said, I have no clue how to trade, so I will not do this alone because I will look silly. So who am I going to do this with? Another thing, I don't want to take my Monat girls and plug them in here. I know I have influence. So if you're someone in my downline or my team and you're happy as heck in Monat, please don't let my experience influence you.
The implication being that if you're not completely happy, come be Veronica's downline at iGenius. Also, the just irony of someone talking about financial literacy, and so for financial literacy, they're joining an MLM to learn how to trade themselves. What? Okay, financial literacy, buy index funds. That's boom.
Your own person, follow your dreams and your heart. And that's why I haven't been hitting up my old teams, plugging in girls. I haven't done any of that because that's not the way I want to leave. Instead, I have a friend who we've been friends since high school, and he's a badass. He's like me, I believe 27, 28. mortgage broker, killing it, making a ton of money for his age, and he also day trades, and he's in it deep. He does it well. He's winning. People look up to him. He's constantly advising people, and that's my boy Peter. I've posted him a few times, and you know, this guy works on his own and does his own thing and does well, but I was like, if I am going to leave to a crypto company, this is my dream team. Peter is someone that I would be happy as hell to work with for the rest of my life. And that's something that Marcus told me when I was deciding to leave Monat. He's like, baby, moving forward, you have to ask yourself before you decide to partner up with people, would I want to hang out with this person on the regularly? Would I want to invite them to my wedding? Do I admire their character? And everything that he was telling me stood very true to me. And when I was thinking about my friend Peter, I was like, that's like me in a boy version, and I love him to death. So I was like, let's see if this is really for me. So I hit up my friend and I just sold him on the vision. Like, I just told him what I was seeing. I was like, listen, I've done this once before, and together we can do it again. And now I'm doing it out of experience. When I started Monat, I knew nothing. And I had very little guidance because everyone that I had joined with was brand new as well. I had no experience in leadership. The leader that I was in 2018, like when I think of it, I was like, oh my God, you know, it's sad, but I had to grow. I had to go through the process, you know, and now I feel so equipped to love on people, so equipped to truly focus in on others' growth instead of my own growth. Back then, I was living in a lack mindset. I was living in I have to make things happen for me, which is normal. I was living in fear. I was living in lack. I had no money. I had no security. I was fighting for my security. But then once I got it, and once I got everything, and I had the money, and I had the dream car, the dream, everything that I ever wanted, I realized, money's interesting. You could have all of it, but the happiness stems from inside. And I recognized that because I saw patterns in people that should have been so happy because they had everything that they could have ever had. And their being was screaming, I am sad. And so long story short,
I mean, money can buy happiness for up to a point. Up to a point, money is basically necessary for happiness. And a lot of people don't have that. So maybe that's why you sound so flippant right now. Second of all, I mean, like I remember back in the day, like there was the plateau for happiness versus income was like, it used to be around, I think $75,000, but I think that was in like 2015. So it's probably higher now. But yeah, I mean, like that is true. But like, below that threshold, happiness is directly related to money, pretty much.
Went to Peter and I told him, listen, with your sales techniques, with your expertise in trading, with my expertise in network marketing, with our love for serving, we're about to freaking build an empire. And
again, you know that empire is not a good thing, right?
I believe in this company so much because I turned the table upside down, asked all the questions, the hard questions, that yeah, there had been people hating on this company. And actually when a group of Monat girls left to this company earlier last year, I believe, there was so many rumors that were spread, and I'm so silly for believing them, but I asked all these questions and then I got the real answers. And let this just be a lesson to you guys. Don't listen to what other people are feeding you. They're feeding you information out of their own fears, out of their own experiences, and a lot of times those claims that they make have zero substance. So, you know, I fell in love with the company. I fell in love with the people. Sitting in a call with the top income earner and having him be so cool and say, Veronica, here we're about abundance. You could come over here and build our business, and if you want, keep building your Monat business. Which he's like, I don't think they'll allow, but we would be okay with that. He's like, you want to build?
Yeah, that's definitely against your contract. I mean, and of course iGenius is going to be okay with this because iGenius is the smaller company here.
Build your fulfillment mentorship, build it. You want to build your brand, you want to run courses, do whatever you want to do. Here you are completely free. We just have an incredible product, and what we want.
Yeah, that's because Monat is going to be dominant over iGenius here. Like, Monat is the larger company, and so iGenius is kind of the underdog here. So of course they're going to have a bunch of like stuff to get you away from Monat.
You to do is to put other people onto it, and it is an incredible product, guys. Like, for someone that made almost $2 million in 4 years, I should have had like $1 million investments, and I have one investment property, a very expensive G-Wagon, a Rolex, some crypto, and you know, a couple $100,000 in the bank.
Why do you have $100,000 just in your bank? I mean, maybe that's weird of me, but I feel like I mean, I don't have $100,000, and I probably never will. But that just seems like too much to have in a bank account. Like you could invest that into like an index fund, and you could be making a lot of money off of that.
But that's nothing to what I could have had if I had financial literacy, and that's why
And it seems like you still don't. Like, there are very stable, reliable investments that you can make that will consistently almost always earn you money. And that's why you don't just leave it in the bank, because the money that you just have in the bank is losing value because of inflation.
I'm so passionate going into this company because something that I didn't have that caused me a lot of trouble and a lot of setbacks, now I can give to people. I spent money on designer bags because I would look at the people above me and that's what they were buying, and I was like, okay, like, let's go fit in, let's do it for the flex. And now in retrospect, I'm like, oh my god, I like threw
Oh my god, are you saying that Monat encourages flexing?
so much money that could have literally been going towards my future kids and my future family. And that's what I'm passionate about now. And I told you guys, I'm a nerd and I'm a geek, and I want to learn it all. I want to learn every single market. My friend Peter that I'm going into business with, what he trades is options. So that's the first thing I will jump into, because we're doing it together and I want to understand his lingo. So that's the first academy that I'm completing. But within the platform, they have like a financial literacy course. They teach you crypto, Forex, binaries, options. They even have a travel, they have this like travel platform, which is in collaboration with a company that gives you travel discounts. So for example, the Fontainebleau Hotel in Miami is like $500 a night, and if you book through the platform, you get it for like $220. And I travel.
Fontainebleau, $188, Hotwire. Some exclusive platform, huh?
A lot, I fly a lot. Like, it just felt like the perfect company for me, with the perfect people, and the fact that I had like one of my best friends, Peter, jumping in with me. I was just like, okay, God is walking in the room and he's telling me, girl, do your thing, follow your heart. And I've had to block a lot of hate. I've had to just pray a lot and say, you know what, stay true to yourself, stay true to yourself, because if you blink, you will go back. And I had days where I would wake up with so much anxiety because I did not feel supported by a lot of people that I thought I would feel supported by. And I woke up with that anxiety that I almost said, okay, I'm not gonna do this. And I was just like reading the book Conversations with God, and it says, when you want to change your thought patterns, act before you think. Usually they tell us to think before we act, but if you want to change a pattern, you just got to go for it. So I told myself,
I think that's terrible advice.
girl, stop being afraid and just go for what your heart's telling you to go for. And guys, I will tell you the craziest thing that happened. And literally, I signed up. So for like 3 days, we were trying to sign me up, but we're on a time difference. And my boyfriend had these people coming into town, and we had to like entertain them, go out to dinner. The next day we had something else, whatever. The day that I ended up signing up to this new company, it was super last minute. I just hit up the guy and I was like, hey, like, I'm free right now, we could do it. After I do it, I signed up on June 18th, which was the same day that I had signed up to Monat 4 years ago. And that just blew my freaking mind, because I was like, yo, you want to talk about synchronicities and like God being like, girl, you got this? Like, I took that as a huge sign of like a blessing, because Monat was a blessing. When I signed into that company 4 years ago, a lot of greatness unfolded. And now, what are the chances?
The chances are like 1 in 365 at minimum. Like, the chances are 1 in 365 or better. Because they're probably better because you were probably thinking about how you'd been exactly 4 years at Monat. Like, come on. Like, because you probably had some like anniversary shit coming up with the company. Duh. I mean, it's not that low of a chance. Like, isn't it, if you have 27 people in a room, there's a 50% chance that 2 of them will have the same birthday? Which, like, what? But it's true.
That I sign into a new one on the same day. So yeah, it was alignment for sure. Things just unfolded, and now I'm just really excited to work with this new company, with this new set of leaders. I've been watching them and they move with freaking intention. Even the top people are in the trenches, which is so admirable, because if you see the people on top of you working hard, it's a reminder you gotta work hard. So I'm just super excited, and more than anything excited.
I mean, that's just because iGenius is real small.
To bring this product to so many people, because I saw how a lack of financial literacy screwed me in my life.
And is continuing to screw you.
If I could help someone not go through what I went through, then I'm game. So yeah, I'll be going in hard with my friend Peter. We're actually hosting a call tomorrow, so I'll drop some info on that. The #1 income earner in the company's jumping in with us to help us explain the products.
Because it's a really small company.
Remember, we're all new to this, but we're excited and we're hungry and we're ready to build our empire.
Again, empire is not a good thing.
With the people that want to run with us. So yeah, and I'm not going to go into detail with like all the beauties of the company. We'll do that on the call. But if you're interested in learning why I chose this company in specific, just make sure that you DM me and ask for the Zoom link. It'll be tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So yeah, guys, that's the tea. I'm like choking on myself, but I'm super excited. I'm very hot. There's no air in Germany, so right now I'm like in between the nerves and the heat. I'm like, going through it. But the last thing I want to say is exactly what I started with, and it's thank you to Monat. Thank you to Monat for just opening the portal to this beautiful life that I got to experience over the past 4 years. Thank you to the people that I met and
scammed.
And going back to my downline, I already got emotional, so it won't happen again because I'm like being tough. But you girls in my downline are literally some of the dopest people I've ever met. And watching you guys run after your dreams and
buy me some PV,
your goals, was my inspiration and was the reason why I stayed for as long as I did.
Well, that's true. It's because they contributed to her getting those big checks, which is why she stayed.
Because for a while now...
Sorry, I mean loyalty.
I was like, yo, I can't sell shampoo anymore. I can't sell shampoo. It was just this internal thing. It's just who I am, and I wanted to do something different. But you guys kept me going. You guys kept me showing up, and I just hope to leave you guys with all my love and just letting you know that the door is always opened as a friend and as a mentor. So, mwah, kisses to you all. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great day.
Isn't it amazing how everything just changes and it seems like we were right once they're leaving the company? It's like, oh, so it's not the greatest thing ever. So it's not real, so the friends aren't real, so it's not a good product, so it's not a real, way to build each other up. So it's not a family. So it's not your friends. Okay, got it. So that was fake the whole time. I get it. Okay. This iGenius thing is going to be such a disaster because it seems like they still don't understand what the company is. And at some point, like, they're going to run afoul of, like, where you're not supposed to be giving financial advice and you're presenting things as financial advice. I don't know. There's regulations around that, girl. I've been Mac. Happy July 6th, which is the 2-year anniversary of the Mac attack. Peace out. Bye.